Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
How long it takes, just always know that it's going to happen. But it is only going to happen if you stay committed to the work that is required. If I want to be, if I want to go D-1, I have to do the work. I have to stay committed to the work that is necessary. If I want to go pro, I have to stay committed to the work that is necessary in order for me to get there. If you cheat the work, you cheat the process, meaning that I'm going to take 2 weeks off. So the eighth wonder in the world, compound interest. Compound interest. If you just understand compound interest and how effective and why you must start today on whatever task that you are doing, if you just understand the law of compound interest, the eighth wonder in the world, and it's literally involves everything. It includes everything that you do. It's in all aspects, in your reading, in your studying, in your meditation, in your work habits, in the time you put into your gym, the time you put into your mind, what you eat into your body. It's all compound interest into what you're doing. And when you understand how powerful that is, you will say that no matter what, if I even just have to stretch today, don't miss a day to stretch, because ultimately I'm doing something to better my body. Some people go 5 years, or maybe I'm being a little extravagant. Let's say 5 days, 6 days without a proper stretch for more than 10 to 15 minutes. It's my goal to stretch. And I like to say it's my goal because you're not going to be able to do it every day. But if I can just do it, focus on this day, almost every single day, or 90% of the times, unless I'm here traveling or something, even on the bus, I'm stretching. I have to get at least 15 to 30 minutes of stretch a day, every night. I got my yoga mat, I got my stretching board, and I take that with me on the road everywhere I go, because it's like just those things add up. You're going through a grueling season and you just getting games after games, and you don't even realize, like, man, my body's tightening up on me, because you have to focus in on the stretching part. You have to focus in on getting the weights done and working out and keeping your body strong and just absorbing of all the physicality that just goes through a normal season. Every day that we just disregard it and don't do anything, you're deteriorating. You're either getting there, nothing stays the same. You're either going down or you're going up. And the forces that are pulling us down, if you are not focused, it's going to be way stronger than any willpower you think I'm just not going to do, I'm just going to show up to the gym on game day. I'm not going to train. It's basically what you're saying. I'm going to go to the game without no training. I'm not going to prepare myself. I'm just thinking I can show up and get it done. No, you train your way, you stay ready. Stay ready. But like I said, man, I'm glad to be back on the pod, just telling y'all we're in the middle of the season. We're in the middle of the season, we crossed over the middle of the season. So after you get through Christmas break, most of the time you gotta just see if you make it through Christmas break. I made it through Christmas break. The last 2 games of the season was real iffy. I didn't think I was going to be continuously being here. Just keeping it real. Every athlete, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but every athlete goes through this moment where they have this gut-wrenching feeling. They are going to cut me. Every athlete that has played basketball, professional, I can promise you they've all had that gut-wrenching feeling of, I'm about to get cut. And almost 100% of the time, it always happens. It's like that energy that you put out of that feeling is so strong, it inevitably always happens. And I hope I said that word right. But inevitably almost always happens. It almost always happens. Once you get that feeling, it just not it. If you know, that energy does not lie. And I was creeping up on that feeling, but it wasn't, when it's overbearing, you know for a fact. So the last two, I was feeling like, you know what? I think maybe they might be wanting to change me. I think they might want to change me. I think they're going to cut me. But it's cool because I'm in my head, I'm like, I had two thoughts going on in that moment. I was really like, either I'm going to stick this out and I'm going to ride this whole situation out and really just get mentally tough and be able to not let a bad predicament win over me. Because I can say, you know what? I can leave right now. I can leave and go find another team. I could probably go back to Chile. I can probably wait it out. I can go to Mexico, or I can stick through this and fight and mentally lock in and mentally make a situation that seems in a down moment, it was a down moment. Like things was not going well. It wasn't going well with the team. My play was down. Everything was just down. It was not a good, I wasn't playing my best basketball. I was just not playing my best basketball. And I got a chance to just walk away. Or I can say, you know what? I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to turn this whole situation around by just locking all the way in and making it making it into what I desired it to be, not what I'm choosing to accept. As far as, I'm not going to let this is a great opportunity for me to overcome a situation. I had those two options. Some of my friends are telling me, go ahead, if you're unhappy, you've been in the game, you don't have to deserve to, stick this out. You got enough on your resume to do this and probably find a good job for sure. It's not going to tarnish you. You've been there enough. So, and I was like, but I want to make it through the whole season. I want to ball. Like, I want to show like, this is where I belong. Like, this is not that, he made it to a top team and then he got cut. So it like, we create these perceptions in our head from what the marketplace talks about your situation as a player. However, if you just stay true to the player that you know that you are because of the work that you've put in and just trust your work. I was like, the work that I've done, I know I deserve the opportunity I got because I would not be in the opportunity if it was not for the work. And basically, I have the choice to turn this around. I could say, you know what, the work that I've put in is going to overpower this situation. And that's how much I believe in my work to overcome this situation and make the best out of it. And ultimately, that's what happened. We had the last two games of the season. Unfortunately, one of our players got hurt. And that was a player I was playing behind. And I balled out. I went 9 for 9 in one game, and I had like 16 and 13 in another game. We won against the number one team at home. I balled out. All the talk and the chatter about we don't know if we might want to make a change or am I good enough, basically, because it was kind of boiling down to, was I good enough? And I'm complaining about playing time, and I'm complaining about my time and not accepting the role that I'm in. Perhaps I wasn't accepting the role of what I was in or where I was at on the team. That was hindering me because I was allowing that to affect me. I had the choice to make. I have the choice to either accept what's in front of me and go about what can I do in this situation to get the best results, or you choose to complain and gripe and complain about it and just live with that negative energy and blame it on someone else. And that's what I did. That's why I had a horrible time and was on the bridge of getting cut off the team. And then an opportunity presented itself. Through all my negativity, an opportunity presented myself. I had the last 2 games of the season pretty much was going to dictate whether or not I stay on the team. In the last 2 games, I had a chance to prove. It was like literally the last opportunity I had, the last 2 games. And I was able to play. And I never did this in one time in my entire career. Didn't miss a shot. Never in my entire career that's ever happened to me. And I did that. And then the next game we balled out against the first place team and we beat them. So it reminded me to remember that your time is always going to be for you. You just have to stay consistent and stay ready for when it does come, because it's going to come. You don't have to worry about, is your moment going to come? It's going to come. You just have to stay in a position in your life that when it does, you're able to accept it and dominate it. When you get your opportunity, put your stamp on it. Make it so it's no other way. You know what, my friend, shout out to Nathan. Shout out to my boy Nate Thomas. Nate, brother, he said, it's your job to show them why you belong there. That's on you. That might have been Nate, or that might be my boy Jerry. I talk to them so much. It's one of them. But he said it's your job to make it impossible for him to keep you off the court. That's your job. And I've shown it's impossible for you to keep me off the court. If you keep me off the court, you're a fool. Not a fool, I'm not going to call my coach a fool, but you know what you have. The whole organization knows what you bring to the table now, because you had your opportunity and you got to show what you're going to do with it. And I showed, hey, I am exactly who y'all thought I was. I'm exactly who I believe that I am. I know exactly the player I am. I know what I believe in. I know why I'm here. I know what I came to do, and nothing's going to stop me from doing that. If you don't believe in that, that is on you. But one thing you cannot do is you can't deny it. You can't deny this hunger. You can't deny this grind. You can't deny the work that I put into myself to always be able to show up when the moment comes and dominate the moment. Let's focus on the work that is needed to dominate the moments when they present themselves to us. Isn't that an amazing opportunity? To be able to dominate a moment that has been given to you, and to be prepared for the moment, for when it comes. Really being prepared for that moment for when it comes, because you have been putting in all this work and all this time. You're in autopilot. That's the thing. When it happens, you're not going to even have to think about it, because you're going to be in that. It's naturally, instinctively just going to do what it do on its own, because you have done it's just, you don't have to think about breathing. For those who do, I'm sorry. But in general, you don't have to think because that's your natural flow. Once you get in those moments, man, you get into that flow state. When you get into that flow state in life, when you get into that flow state, there was a quote that I heard on a song I was just listening to. On a song, he said, when you locked in, it's like a trance. You know how deep that is? When you're locked in, it's like a trance. It's like you get to the moment in life where it's just like, things are moving in slow motion. Everything is happening for me because all the work that I've put in is taking care of itself. It's like you get into a trance of life and it's just like, wow, man, this is everything that I've been waiting and hoping and wishing for, and it's happening. It's happening, and I'm just like, I'm grateful because it's like, wow, man, that you get that overwhelming feeling like, man, it's really working for me. This can really happen. I can really see it. You get into that trance state where you just ultimately locked in. I'm up reading, I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm putting in extra work, I'm grinding, I'm putting up extra shots, I'm reading, I'm focusing my mind like I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. So getting back to the season, a lot's been happening in the season lately. Lots been happening in the season. One of our players got cut, a local player. You know, they decided to cut my man's one. They decided to cut him the day we had a cup. We had a cup championship. The team who won the championship last year versus the team that won the cup last year. This team won the cup last year. That team won the championship last year. They played for the cup. We played against them. We played against a team called Boca Juniors. We played in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is pretty much home for them because their team is in Buenos Aires. So they pretty much had home court advantage. And they played like it. That's one thing I could say in Argentina, bro. And they got an outstanding crowd. It'd be jumping in there. Refs did a good job of ref, and I can't put no bias on the ref and say it'd be feeling like they're kind of biased towards the home team. I'm not gonna lie, they do, because I feel it when I'm at home. They give us just so much more calls at home. We just get the whistle just so much more at home. It is what it is. We just cannot get a dub on the road. We struggle on the road. I don't understand it. We struggle on the road. And because of that, we dropped some games. But we had the cup game. We ended up losing the cup game. They got away at the end. It is what it is. But one of our players who's been with us the whole season, he was here before I got there. You know, the guy was sitting right next to me. And I will say it's not coincidence that you're sitting right next to me. I actually ordered some Kobe's that were coming to give to him. And he got cut. You know, I'm still finding a way to get it to him. But it just shows the lifestyle, even for local players. He's a local player. But in Argentina, they cut local players all the time. He ended up getting cut, which is crazy. Because it was literally right after they got this thing called merienda. Or we went to lunch. I guess it happened after lunch. But I think it was right at the merienda time. So merienda is like they go to sleep. It's called siesta. So about from 2 to 6, 2 to 5, they go take a nap, siesta. And then after that, they have a lunch because they eat so late. So it's called merienda. Merienda is like a light lunch. Eggs, bread, fruit. Pretty much like breakfast again. But they call it merienda. And I realized they only do that here in Argentina. That's not like a South American thing. That's an Argentinian thing. So we do the merienda. And then we go to the game. And then we have dinner at night after the game. He got cut at the merienda. So right before we was going to the game, So after merienda, probably like it's an hour 15 before we leave. So we eat, go change, get ready, and then we leave. He got cut right before we were headed to the game. And to me, I was like, what terrible timing to do that, because you just messed up our whole team chemistry. You just messed up the whole team chemistry because you put it in, now it's on everybody's head. It's a distraction. It's just a huge distraction. And then you just mess up the whole chemistry of the team because this guy played a lot. So I remember specifically talking to him in practice and telling him, hey, when you do this, I'm right here. So we build up that chemistry with a player and, as one of your teammates, and you get that chemistry. And he knows when I go, you pass me here. When you go, I'm normally here. Those type of situations start to happen, and then it's broken because now it's like you're literally out of sync. Because here, it's like we got the first group and the second group. So a lot of the times I'm not playing unless I start. I'm not playing with the first group. I'm playing with the same guys in practice, the same guy in the games. So I have more of a chemistry with these people, these group of teammates. I don't like that because it's like I'm never going to play with my other teammates, so it's going to be hard for us to understand where we like the ball, how to play together, because we don't even get reps in practice or the games. Like, it's a whole team. Everybody needs to know how to play with the whole team. It can't just be first group, second group, and that's how they do it. That's how it is. But he was part of the second unit with me, and he got cut right before the game. Right before the game, he got cut. And I don't know. I feel like that affected us.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.